Hello everyone and welcome to Who Knew? I'm Alexa and I'll be your interviewer for today. Please welcome our first ever guest, Nava, who's from Consent is Sexy.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be on the first episode of the show.
To start us off, can you tell us what the Consent is Sexy campaign is about?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Consent is Sexy group is a volunteer group on Humber campus, and it aims to increase the awareness of sexual violence and to provide bystander intervention and strategies. We also educate students about consent, what it is, what it isn't, why it's important.
That's great to hear that we have something like this on campus. In your own words, can you give me a definition of consent, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So consent is when someone agrees, gives permission to, or says yes to a sexual activity with another person. Consent is always freely given and can be withdrawn at any time. It's important to note that an absence of a no is not a yes, and a yes to one thing does not mean a yes to all things. So consent must be granted at every stage, it's consistent, and it's given every single time no matter what. And also consent cannot be given if someone is under the influence of drugs or alcohol or is unconscious.
Why is a campaign like this so important, especially on a post-secondary campus?
It's important because we need to challenge and reduce the stigma surrounding sexual assault and violence and consent. It's important that we promote this message and awareness to invite respect and have open dialogue on campus, especially among a campus in which an issue like this is important for college students.
What kinds of resources are available to students that are survivors of sexual assault? And are there any off-campus resources that they can access as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Humber is a place that definitely wants to help everyone. The Department of Public Safety in particular is a safe place for students to speak about any matters they may have regarding sexual assault. There are also student intervention coordinators available by appointment in the Student Wellness and Accessibility Center, and they are able to provide confidential information and support for any survivor who needs it. There are also counseling services and health services available on campus. As for off-campus, there's Assaulted Women's Helplines and also the Toronto Rape Crisis Center.
I know a big issue in our society is that people often don't believe survivors of sexual assault. To put this in perspective, can you tell us how many sexual assault reports are true and how many assailants walk free?
Yeah, absolutely. So for every 1,000 sexual assaults, only 33 are ever reported to the police, 12 results in charges laid, and only 6 prosecuted, and only 3 lead to conviction. That being said, only 2 to 4% of all sexual assaults reported are false, and so 96 to 98% are true.
That's really good to know. I think it's really important to emphasize that most reports are true because there's a lot of misconceptions that many survivors make up their stories, which obviously isn't the case. What kinds of events has the campaign done this year?
We recently did our yearly event of Take Back the Night, in which we marched in solidarity with women who have experienced sexual assault and sexual harassment. We also had an event called Can I Kiss You, where a speaker came to the campus to speak about sexual violence. And we've also been at several other events, such as the Street Fest, where we had a lemonade stand where we gave everyone free lemonade to talk to them about the importance of consent.
Are there any upcoming events students can come to?
Yeah, so on Valentine's Day, we have a speed dating Valentine's Day event coming up that is open to all students of all different sexual orientations. There's going to be free food, you're going to get an opportunity to meet people, and we're going to be educating people about consent and what it is at that event as well.
Oh, yay. How can students join Consent is Sexy?
All you have to do in order to join the Consent is Sexy crew is go onto the Humber website, go under student life, under sexual assault, fill out the application, put in your resume, and then people will get in contact you about how you can get more involved.
Well, would you look at that? Who knew there's so many ways to get involved on campus? Thank you, Naba, for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It was really great talking to you.
That's all for now. See you next time.